Hey everyone, 大家好，我叫谢克德，你们的 CVT 声乐老师。So today we're gonna have another reaction video for you where I'm going to analyze singers that you love to listen to using CVT terms. Today we're gonna have another song that a lot of people recommended us to do. It's a Chinese rock band we reacted to before called Beyond. This song is called Metal Madman. Sounds good already? Let's dive into it. Amazing vibes. I don't know which music you like the most, but I think for me, it's always this kind of rock and roll, rock, metal, or whatever, that has this raw energy on stage that I just don't see in any other genre. I'm sorry. I know it's probably just because this is what I love and what I was exposed to as a teenager, so it just sticked. But really, there's no other genre that brings me this kind of emotion when seeing a singer on stage. That's exactly the same vibe here. Of course, we hear some distortion. I would say also quite of an overdrive sound, quite shouty and open. Also a bit restrained maybe up here. A bit of this held back sound on it. It's pretty loud, I would say, with this distortion, so that's quite impressive. Usually distortion we have to hold back even more, but he sounds pretty open with it. So you can see also that the transitions and all that are not that smooth, right? But who the fuck cares? I mean, this is mostly about the vibe, to my, in my opinion at least. It matters way more in this kind of music. So you can hear really the voice kind of breaks on purpose or not to falsetto quite soon in the voice, not really in the high part. So here, quite overdrive here. Whoa! Here transitioning to distortion on, let's say, neutral. It's what I feel, at least from what I did. And then really fast you can hear going from overdrive and then to distortion, at some point let it go of the distortion, going up in pitch in falsetto. And then going back to the distortion when it's really high in pitch. It makes a lot of sense when you think about how much actually distortion, it's many times on falsetto, it's easier on the really high part of the voice. Anyways, you have a lot of twang there and a lot of power anyways, so it's easier to bring on the distortion also. Yeah, really cool. Well, I hate guitars without the headstock. I hate it. I hate it so much. What do you think? Do you like it? I don't know. Any guitar players in the crowd? Tell me what you think. Maybe I'm too much of a boomer in that sense. I don't know which vibes I'm getting. What? Megadeth? Iron Maiden? Something like that. Really cool with this kind of, I want to say almost speaking, shouting, kind of less of a clear melody, more, not rap, but somewhere in between. And then with a lot of distortion on the voice, not really high in pitch. Maybe Megadeth. Maybe it's more Megadeth. What a great line. Same idea. This time I heard also a bit of rattle. Sounds great. It's 90s from what I read, at least. It also looks like 90s from the at least from the cameras and everything. But the music, to me, it feels much older. When I think 90s rock, I think like Nirvana and this kind of grunge style that was really ruling the era. A bit before, more towards 80s rock, hair metal, all this kind of stuff. Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, Motley Crue, whatever. Big guitar solos that kind of disappeared in the 90s. I think there was another Chinese rock song we reacted to. For some reason in China in the 90s the guitar solos stayed, which is fucking awesome. I like that. I like that. He does quite the same thing every time, right? And so I think this kind of song, being there live, being in the crowd, I think would be a lot of fun, right? And I think it loses a lot of the magic when you watch it from a screen. And also the singing is not very interesting, right? The singing is not very... Not a lot of things happen, right? If you know what I mean. So he's kind of doing the same thing over and over again, which is fair enough. You know, if you listen to punk or this kind of stuff, they do all the time the same thing throughout all the songs. It's more about the vibe it brings. So yeah, just want to say it. From a vocal point of view, it's not that interesting, but he definitely controls really good what he's doing. Keeping the sound he's doing and keeping it good, sometimes it's more important than changing too much. But you can really see, we talked about many times, when you go for this, hey! Hey! When you go for this high notes and edgy kind of belting sound, whatever you want to call it, very important. Keep the bite, show all your teeth, smile like the Joker, make it as extreme as you can. You can really see that in him and many other singers that it's needed. It's definitely needed to create this space. Cool. I liked it. I think it was cool. I think it was really cool. Thank you so much for recommending this one. I like to see this 90s Chinese rock stuff. I like it how much you can really hear a lot of, you know, a lot of the stuff from the rock I knew, at least, or the rock music I was exposed to. I can hear a lot of similarities, but at the same time, some things are just, you know, some things a bit more mixed in a way, if it makes sense. That's really cool. It's not so much in that template of the decades, that it's a bit more than that. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I am Shaked, your CVT vocal coach, and I will see you next time. Cheers.